All right, stand by, Jared. Well, good Monday morning. First Alert meteorologist Jacob Durham here as we're continuing to track a WVLT First Alert weather day for these heavy snow squalls that are continuing to move through. Heavy snow showers accumulating, especially along the plateau and now into much of the valley as well. We do have live coverage from across East Tennessee. Our Jared Austin is live in Crossville at the moment. And Jared, tell us a little bit what you're seeing out there. It looks like it's coming down pretty good.
Jacob, you're absolutely right. It is snowing pretty good out here. We've been out here since about 4 o'clock this morning, 4 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock local time here since we're in the central time zone. It's been pretty off and on when it comes to the snowing, but it's been more on than off, to be quite honest, because you can see roads, a lot of snow on them. Elizabeth, do you mind giving the people on Facebook a nice view of what the roads look like? This is Peavine Road, right in Cumberland County in Crossville. We're maybe a quarter mile away from I-40 to go west toward the Buc-ee's and then toward Middle Tennessee. And this is what roads look like. We've seen a handful of plows out here. The only thing is, not a lot of them actually plowing this specific road. They're actually heading more toward the interstate behind us. So we have seen TDOT dropping some salt and spreading some salt in this area for about like 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central time. But just looking at these cars as they pass us too, you can see it's very, very slow moving. And you got, of course, some honkers there. But people are not trying to take it nice and easy, maybe a little bit fast for some, but it's really a good day if you are on the roadways. According to officials, just take it nice and easy on the roadways. They are going to be slick. In Cumberland County, they're expecting anywhere from 3 to 5 inches. I'd say at least we're at 2 inches right now, and we're at 8:53 local time. So just be careful when you're on those roadways. But a thing is, if you don't want to go out and you don't feel comfortable going out, officials say you don't have to. It's probably a good day just to stay inside. It is a holiday, Martin Luther King Jr. Day. The kids are out of school. Maybe just stay home. Maybe get the sleds out if you got a nice hill. Go down that hill. But it's really been steadily falling like this, Jacob. I haven't been at Knoxville a little bit, but I can tell you right now, conditions getting a little slick out here, likely going to get worse as we get later in the day.
Yeah, that's right, Jared. We're definitely tracking some of those heavier snow bands moving into Knoxville as well. You stay safe out there. Thank you for that report. Of course, we'll check in with Jared a little bit later on. But what we are dealing with right now is some very heavy snowfall for much of East Tennessee, especially across the heart of the valley at the moment. We are looking at live radar there showing you that we are dealing with some heavy snow now across much of Knoxville, back over towards Morristown and areas even to the south and the west, which is kind of a good indication of what we're going to be dealing with coming up over the next couple of hours. And now the question is going to remain, do we see a little bit of mixing as we head through the overnight and into the afternoon? Right now, models not really indicating that. They're kind of keeping that mixing more so into the Southern Valley, McMinn, Monroe counties, as well as portions of the foothills. So we might actually see a little changeover to some of that rain, or at least of a little bit of a wintry mix across the foothills and the mountains. Where it's more impactful here in the valley, it does look like we might change over and stay a little bit more in the way of snowfall. So if you have questions, feel free to go ahead and drop those in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to answer those for you, of course. But we'll take a full look right now. If you don't already have the WVLT First Alert weather app, I highly suggest you to go ahead and download that. You can scan that QR code right there. It's free for Apple and Android users. We give you up-to-date information. We'll continue to have that updated throughout the afternoon and evening as those snow totals continue to pile up. We do have a feature in there that shows the snow contours about how much has accumulated and where it has. So right now we're looking at most of the accumulation so far plateau into southeastern Kentucky, but with these heavier bands moving in, it is very likely that we're going to continue to see accumulation here. Roadways so far getting reports that are a little slushy in a few locations. Back roads going to be a little bit worse for the wear that might not have been treated. You can see that snow that was falling pretty good in Crossville. Now remember, we don't have a radar, and snow is a lot lower to the ground than some of your typical thunderstorms, so it's snowing pretty good. They are from Crossville to Jamestown, back to Monticello, and you can see it really coming down here in Knoxville. And looking back to the west, this is just a sign of things to come. This extends all the way back to the south and west, back past Memphis is where we're dealing with some of this snowfall right now. So we've got a long ways to go in this. With these snowfall rates continuing to progress the way they are, accumulation is very likely to continue pretty quickly. And I see some questions now kind of talking about How long will it snow in Clinton? Well, we still have at least through the rest of this afternoon and to the evening before that begins to change over. Looking at Ober Mountain right now, they are open for business. There's a few flakes falling, but really it's not as heavy as what it is here in the valley. And this is going to be kind of a bigger event potentially for areas of the valley because of the temperature profile. It's a little bit warmer in the higher elevations. That's where we got a little bit of an inversion, but we're cold enough here that it's an all snow event, at least at the moment. So when is the big part supposed to hit, Cammie? Right now, that's kind of what we're dealing with. We're dealing with the heaviest of snow. This is going to last probably through mid-afternoon into the early evening. We'll still deal with scattered snow showers. It won't be as heavy as we had through the overnight, but right now it's really beginning to pile up. I just looked outside, some big, beautiful snowflakes falling down, and that's kind of the thing we're watching as well, the snow ratios. The finer the snow, the easier it accumulates, the quicker it does. And then we've kind of got a little bit of a wetter snow here, at least in Knoxville at this moment, so it's going to accumulate, but it might kind of melt a little bit as well. But temperatures still below freezing, at least at this particular point in time. And you'll see it's 29 in Knoxville, so we have come up a degree over the last little bit. Sevierville has been kind of teeter-tottering, 30 to 32, and we may see that fluctuating. Where it's definitely locked in that cold air is along Monticello to Jamestown. That's where they're back into the teens. It's 17 Jamestown, 18 Oneida to Williamsburg to 26 there in Spring City. What is the probability that people are going to go out and just drive in this? James, I can tell you there was quite a few people on the roadways when I came into work about 9 o'clock. Interstate 40 is good. Pellissippi had a little bit of slush already beginning to kind of show up on that. So that's just something that we're going to have to watch. If you don't have to get on the roadways, I highly suggest you just stay at home today. Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. Kids are out of school. Enjoy the snowfall, but do it responsibly. That's what we're asking. You can see that gradient of already Crossville to Wartburg to La Follette. That's where that sweet spot is right now, showing you 3, 4, maybe as much as 5 inches in a few locations. At least this is radar estimated. We've definitely gotten some ground truth of probably 3 to as much as 4 inches. Lighter amounts in the valley for now. Those will slowly uptick as we head throughout the rest of today. So here's what we're looking at. We'll kind of zoom in a little bit closer. You'll see Oneida to Middlesboro to Wartburg. That's where some of the heavier snowfall has been so far. That's in that 3 to 5 inch category. Sliding into the South Valley, we didn't see a whole lot there. McMinn, Monroe last night, but they have made up for it. So we're probably looking at a ½ inch to an inch in a lot of locations now. Remember, this is looking at past data, so this is actually going to begin to update, and we'll see those snow totals really beginning to progress through the afternoon. Winter storm warning still in effect through your Tuesday morning. That's what we're looking at least as of now. In that pink shading, there's winter weather advisories across portions of the North Carolina mountains. Those we'll see a little bit more mixing there. Big question is, though, where do we see the mixing here in East Tennessee? Right now, it does look foothills into the mountains region, at least as of now. So potential impact snow continues as we head through today. Then we're changing that first alert from the snow into those colder temperatures. It's going to be frigid out there for us as we head overnight. We're actually falling back down to around 22 degrees, and then looking ahead into our Wednesday morning, even colder. We're looking at single digits for most locations, back around 8, 9 degrees. So it's going to be cold. Remember those 3 P's: people, pets, and pipes. Make sure if you have neighbors, in case there's any power outages out there, make sure that you take care of that, especially if they're the elderly. Make sure they have a warm place, that we can all be friends and neighbors right now, especially during this severe weather that we're dealing with. In this potential case, it's the snowfall. But remember your pets. If it's too cold for you to be outside for a prolonged period of time, it's probably too cold for them as well. Maybe just bring them inside, let them have maybe the laundry room or an extra bedroom, give them a little blanket, make them comfortable until they can go back outside. And then eventually your pipes, as these colder temperatures are working their way in, you might want to let those drip just a little bit. We don't want anything to burst. We don't want you to lose, of course, your water either. So that's just something that we're going to be watching very close. I see Kevin says maybe an inch in Middlesboro. Thank you for that report. How about 75? Haven't seen any reports of 75 of any issues out there, at least so far. So that's at least some good news at the moment. So let's see. 4 inches in Maynardville as of now. Thank you for that report. Frigid is an understatement for what's to come. That's what I posted. Yeah, no, absolutely, James. It's going to be cold. It's going to be downright cold. This is Arctic air moving in. If you remember back to last year, right before Christmas, that's what we saw. We saw that Arctic air moving in. But you can see the first alert day continuing all the way through this afternoon. Alan, thank you for that report. Call 511 on your phone and it will tell you. That's a great way to remember, of course, the accumulations that we're seeing right now. now. Also, we'd love to see your snow pictures. If you have some beautiful snow pictures, send them over our way, WBLT Weather Vols. That's a great way to do it, as well as you can email those to us. We'd like to get your permission. That way we can use those on air. We'd love to show those off to you. But you can see, here it is, 11:30, still dealing with a lot of that snow. See those heavier bands right there close to that mixing line. It's what we call deformation zones. That's where we get those heavy accumulations, and it tries to work its way a little bit closer. You'll see it's in McMinn, Monroe, back into Sevier and Blount counties as we head closer to 5 o'clock. Could it stay a little bit farther south? Sure, absolutely it could. Could it go a little bit further north? Yes, it could as well. So that's just kind of the battleground that we're looking at right now. But Knoxville, at least right now, looks to say all snow. Areas to the north and to the west as well. Maybe a little mixing at the very end, but you can still see a few of those scattered snow showers all the way into tomorrow morning. So here's a look at the snowfall impact. You can see the moderate impact. That's going to be further to the south. The heavier impacts basically right along Interstate 40 all the way back into Crossville. You could see from Jared's live shot in Crossville, that's what they were dealing with, snow-covered roads, very treacherous conditions. That's why we're encouraging you, if you don't have to go ahead and get out and just stay inside, stay warm, and stay safe. So here's the current snowfall potential map. Could this change a little bit? Sure. We'll have to see how that kind of looks as we head throughout the afternoon. You can see 3 to 4 inches widespread there across much of the valley. 4 to 6 inches, that's definitely verifying. Some of these totals definitely could be higher as well, especially if these snowfall rates continue at the rate they're going. How much snow is in Knoxville? Right now, I would say probably an inch on the ground if I had to guess, just looking outside. I haven't looked in probably the last 20 minutes or so, but I'd say probably an inch in a lot of locations, and it's accumulating pretty quickly. I see Edna says it's really coming down in Powell. It's beautiful. Okay, Jacob says last night we had a ½ inch. Now I'd say 2 to 3 inches. So yeah, it's definitely coming down pretty good out there. And I want to take a look at our Weather Vols page, and you can see here just what kind of snow we're looking at. Take a look at some of these beautiful pictures that we're seeing out of Dandridge. Or this is from Alan Edmonds. He's an avid weather watcher. He's an avid weather watcher for us. This is in Dandridge, snowy and 30 degrees. You can see some of these beautiful pictures. The American flag there with the snowfall really coming down. Not too much on the grass, it looks like, at least as of now. That might change just a little bit for us. Let's see, snowing here in Luttrell. Look at this. This is definitely picking up in intensity there in Luttrell. A beautiful church there in the background. You got the snow coming down, really accumulating. Looks like the roadways might be a little bit slushed over as well. You can see a lot of the snow, some of the dogs enjoying that out there this afternoon. Definitely enjoying it. Oh, look at that. This is from Donna Long. This is round 1 of crazy snow dog time in Tennessee. You can see all the pups getting out there and excited. I'm sure they're really loving all the snowfall, at least at this moment. So it's a lot of fun. It's also very dangerous. Look at the kids. This is from Victoria Bird. This is Charlie enjoying being outside with her brother. His first snowfall. So pretty good snowfall coming in there as well. We've got snow coming down in Morristown. You can see that the roads are a little bit covered. At least those are the back roads. Deer and rabbit tracks there. You can see this was from last night, snowing in Dandridge. And this is from, let's see, who's this? This is from Jacob Trent in Morristown. That snowfall beginning to accumulate, and just some beautiful pictures there as well that is coming in, at least at this moment. So we're definitely looking to see some pretty pictures out there. Let's take a look at the Futurecast blend heading into tomorrow. This is one model that we're looking at. Looks to see that light to moderate snowfall coming in, at least to an end, probably by lunchtime tomorrow. I think we might see a few of those snow showers lingering a little bit longer there into the mountains. But for the rest of us, we'll call it a little bit of sunshine, a little bit of cloud mixing back in during the afternoon hours, and that's when that Arctic air really begins to work its way in. So this is kind of what we're thinking, at least what you can see right now in the valley. Precip change possible Monday afternoon. We probably can bump this down probably into the Knoxville region. We pretty much all day Monday into Tuesday, I think we're seeing this snowfall coming down. And then for areas to the south, Madisonville to Maryville to Gatlinburg, we may see a little bit of that mixing trying to work its way in through the evening. But then we focus our attention on the black ice aspect, as well as that snow on the roadways. So snow Monday, more Tuesday, Wednesday. Those are the very icy conditions that we're going to be watching for you very closely. Once again, school's probably going to be closed heading into Tuesday. We'll see about Wednesday and, of course, so forth through the rest of the week. But this is just a sign of how cold it is to come. And this is a look at some of our low temperatures this week, mentioning in some of those chats that it's cold. It's going to be frigid out there. 18 tonight, 9 on your Wednesday morning, 19 on Thursday. So definitely going to be very cold as we head through the next 24 to 48 hours, and really probably even 72 after that. See, James said we're going to be shut down for at least 5 days, maybe a week. Yeah, snow's not going anywhere anytime soon. Whatever falls today is going to more than likely be with us at least probably through the end of the week if I had to take a stab at it, depending on how much we have. Thursday, we finally get back above the freezing mark, but from now on, if we don't hit 32 today, we're not looking to be above freezing, which doesn't look likely until probably Thursday afternoon. Chickens refuse to leave their coop. Haley, they're probably smart chickens then. They're probably like, let's just stay bundled up here inside the coop and hopefully stay warm and away from all of this snowfall. Lenore City roads are starting to get worse. I figured that was probably going to be the case. Tomorrow on mine it says -4. That could be the wind chill. I think we could see a little bit of wind chills knocking it down. I don't think we'll see temperatures necessarily in the negatives. It'll be close. Plateau and into the Smokies and areas like that, they could be certainly below freezing. James, I don't know where you live, but just keeping a watch on that. But bottom line, it's going to be pretty chilly out there coming up over the next couple of days. I'll go back to the radar one more time to show you what we're dealing with right now, because it is very heavy snow falling across much of East Tennessee. So let's go back. Here's a look at that snow that is coming down at the moment. You can see it's kind of pushing to the north and the east with time. We'll see if we get a little bit of mixing at times. Right now, it looks like it's trying to show a little bit of mixing there in Maryville. If anybody was watching in Maryville, if you can confirm, it's still probably snowing. I think that's the majority of what we're seeing. I think it's just a little bit of a reflectivity because it's snowing so heavily at this time. So with that being said, we'll kind of wrap things up, at least for now. We're going to be back on at 11:30, I believe it is, for another Facebook Live, and we'll keep you updated, of course, on air coming up on WVLT News at noon, and then we'll keep you updated throughout the afternoon and evening as well. Chief Meteorologist Heather Haley is in-house, and she'll be on for you on WVLT News at noon. We've got crews across the county, across the entire region of East Tennessee, keeping you informed and safe. For now, stay warm, stay safe out there, and of course, if anything changes, we'll be the first to let you know.